the overall pick of the side itself. So here we go. We're going to get into the pistol here. With Walko and Jamanchu on the utility. The odds of GG bet do favor Team 1 by a significant margin. I imagine that'll be pretty much the expected series result overall. But RBG want to start things off on the right foot. Very fast plays into the B site. Hex going to get Martin to forward first. Pony will get a trade back on Miles as well. One of those star players we highlighted in the pregame. Taken out super early. Down to 5v3. The retake is on. The kit is in play. But RBG have a major stance on the B site.
Oh, they do, and they're continuing to aggress, Jay. They're looking to try and take these fires. Pessa's going to be the last one left. 1 versus 4 now, and they're continuing to hunt. Kills are coming through, but in the end, it's RBG to take the pistol. That was very fast, very aggressive, and all we saw was the mid player throwing a couple of flashes, 4 players running up through the B stairs, and the entries just came out so damn quickly.
That's a start. RBG in a real good spot. Already kicked things off on the pistol round of things. It's looking good in the early start. And again, the very fast, very speedy aggression coming in off that back of that pistol. Coming in to drop the opening of this series. So might be a way in for them at this stage. Got AKs, Galils, Mac-10s, of course, coming out for the T-side cap. Scout in for Maluki as Barton takes that first face.
Starting to slow it down in comparison to what we saw from them in the pistol. RBG slowly trying to make themselves a little bit of a mid control and quite deep out towards ramp. Not really anything pressed too far aggressive. RBG, you'd have to expect maybe trying to lean in towards this B bomb site by the looks of things. And Team 1, they've stacked up AJ.
We'll get the first pick against them of their own right here. Barton with that frag. Bomb plant to be secured here by Jamanchu quickly on towards the B side. As you mentioned, the stack in towards a no resistance over on B. So just going to try to take that on the chin. More damage hammered on the Harbinged on towards Hex next up. Try to take something back of his own right as the CT side just going to sit passive, wait for the exit frags. Pony is left back here. Might be isolated alongside Wiz, but no CT is going to face him directly.
Yeah, you've got to think for Team 1, look for exits. If they don't come through, bring these weapons into the next round. Nice and easy coming out from RBG. And that's always like what you want to really try and achieve in a sort of an anti-eco round, is being able to not run into the stacked bomb site. How much that comes down to luck or just reading the game. It ends up being a 2-0 start coming out for the RBG camp. Team 1 don't find any exits. They will still be able to hold on to 4 players surviving. Bring that weaponry into the following rounds. And for RBG, Jay, you've got to think, like, sort of, what are we going to see from them in terms of, like, setting the pace in terms of aggression, in terms of passiveness? Like, the pistol round was really quick. The second anti-eco was a lot slower. That's maybe something that Team 1 are going to have to try and think about and try and adjust to, is how RBG change up their style of play in terms of aggression.
Scout in for Maluki, looking down range. Will tank those nades to the face. They'll look for attack back on Wiz, so all in all the HP is going to even out between these two sides. Smoke ready for PRT at the back of the sandbags area, expecting some Molotov to come towards this position with Team 1 in general. Just got RBG just sitting back passive, very carefully placed here for the T side.
Nice and slow coming out for the RBG camp. And Team 1 have got to boost up to the A bomb site, trying to get a little bit of vision. So far, getting closer to a minute on the clock. And outside of that only ramp contact, Jay, we haven't really seen too much of an action between either of these teams.
It's very carefully placed right now from them. The Deagle set in. Seeing some utility come out towards the sandbags area. Flashes in. USP tapping up, looking for a player out, but no kill found towards the mid position. Mac-10 on Jamanchu, looking on towards the back line, taps up from Barton. Will get overwhelmed by Jamanchu next. No one left on the B site, but the bomb's yet to commit here. He's got to get picked up by Walko and rotated in. We'll grab an AK, is throwing away that Galil, not allowing a rifle to go to the hands of the CT camp. I think he'll just get this bomb plant in as a result. Very little resistance from the T side camp. Lukey backing up just in case. So plant should be secured. Team 1 up for a retake here. No kit in. They're still going to try rush it down. Mobs will fall to Manchu and then catch a second player, unable to get that kill. PRT will take him down instead, but it's Hex to get a double, or unless it's Pasadello, and Hex in the end getting himself a tidy 3k. Plenty of money being gained by that SMG.
There is a hell of a lot of money for that T side. They can drop an AWP over to Wiz if he wants to run it on the T side. And you've got to thank for RBG, certainly with the last couple of rounds, Jay, without having too much of a contest, it's allowed a lot of players to stay alive, which means that there's going to be extra utility, or extra economy, I should say, without being able to sort of reinvest those weapons forward. And Maluki, the main AWP over on the CT side of Team 1, is going to try and take it. And going into the first gun round, out towards the sandbags too. Not too aggressive out from ramp, a little bit more of a passive angle.
AK set in towards the bottom of the ramp position. RBG played away from the come on, push up angles, the flashes over as the CTs do fall back, watching out that AWP position. Watching alleyways, sprays coming into the common wall bangs at the sandbags area, but nothing being found very early on. It's super passive from Team 1. The RBG do lean in, but getting flashed back at their own right, so no chance to make the execute happen early.
Hey, you're certainly right about the CT setup. Team 1 really haven't got aggressive for any rounds, really, in this first half so far. It's been very passive, and that's allowed RBG to take all of this ramp control and setting themselves up, by the looks of things, for crossworks. Big opening kill coming out for Wibs. That's Molds going down. Now it's all the retake setup coming through, because Maluki tries to go on top of the boxes and gets punished for the over-aggression.
Pasadello taking out Barney, at least for one good frag. Wolko will hold a trade back for it, though, so 4-on-2. Pasadello on 17 points of health, and Barton left to fall back and save their weapons here. This will be a fourth for RBG. And Team 1 getting worn down on the T side. The T side start that we're looking at a decent stance, much like how they were able to take it in that last map they played against the Team 1 camp. That was, of course, a very T side based map for the boys.
And they're going to try and hunt down Pester if they can. That AWP, if they can take it out of his hands, would be certainly some great work being found. Hex with the wide swing coming out. Unfortunately, can't land it. The rest of the players out towards the A ramp. So they only had one hunter, and the one hunter wasn't able to find anything. So Team 1 going to hold on to a couple of weapons. Both Barton and Pester can drop some weapons, so they'll still be able to get a full buy-in going to round 5. But so far, so good for RBG. And you've got to think for Team 1, Jay, we need to see a bit of a change up for them. Maybe trying to take some map control away from the T side, because they've been so passive. RBG have been able to get out towards B stairs, light out through mid. Ramp control has been very, very easy. And that's just because they haven't had a contest in taking map control so far.
All right, tactical pause coming in from Team 1. Is appropriate here at this stage, because they've got a lot of work that needs to be done if they want to try and bring this back. I do love the fact that they are going to respect RBG, though. They did win the map last time they played against them on it, but also must be reeling from the overtime that RBG were able to post up. So definitely makes sense to take that tactical to try and figure out where they go from here. M4's in for 3 from us, out for Molds. Maluki, I don't think he's going to have a rifle at all. They might have dropped him one. Yeah, AWP actually coming in for him. Okay, so Team 1 do have a decent buy up. The AWP in for Wiz. AKs across 4 more individuals. PRT is going to get forced back immediately from the stairs area. Unable to find the opening kill here.
Maluki's going for a little bit more of an aggressive standpoint. We saw him playing out towards sandbags in that last round and trying to take a bit of an inkling into the ramp default for the T side. RBG only have a single player or 2 players out from ramp. You can see the AWP coming in for Wiz. That's the first time we've seen it now on the T side.
Good shot for Maluki. Dinked down by another, however. Wiz will fall, but they will get some damage onto him. He's going to fall even further away. 5-on-4 situation, Team 1. Some nades on towards the alley position. Wolko keeping his eyes on that back line, ensuring that no one pushes forward here for the CT side. Smoke's ready. for the RBG execution. Team 1 have gained the man advantage though, so here's this hit comes through. They could get a lot more players playing real close. They're being spotted. Isabella gets that frag. Pony and Hex will be able to clean up the players that are over there, but still responses to a 2 versus 2. RBG not out of the woods just yet. They need a bit more to get access to the site.
Thing is though, Jay, even with these trades coming out, RBG have just decided to slow it down, and what that means is the rotations from the A players, or from the B players I should say, have come in super quickly. It's all down to Wilco and Hex to at least establish this into a bomb plant scenario, get it into the post plant. Utility being lined up for the retake for the CTs. 2 versus 2 now. There is a kit to play, but for Team 1, they need to find a bit of an inkling, some sort of advantage in for this retake, but it takes to find another kill into the 1 versus 1. One of the first clutch scenarios we've seen so far, and it's Barton to be able to win it out. Team 1 finally going to be able to get their first round on the board.
And for the AWP as well, grab that into the next round so they can get that defuse. And they first to the board of the CT side. A good tactical to change their pace, and they were able to get that opening kill for it. Bit of an extension for Maluki that did look a little bit awkward of their own right. So, you know, Team 1 making making some good work out of the aggression. So, 4-1 up on that board. RBG still have a buyback, still have a way to work in here.
And you've got to think, you look at the money line, like RBG had an opportunity, Jay, of reinvesting into an AWP, but it seems like they don't want to run it into this round because we saw the AWP battle come out, especially out from ramp, and it was actually Maluki that was able to get that AWP pick where Wiz only landed a tag. It's fast out towards mid for the T's. There's a 1-for-1 trade, but Pest is completely blind. There should be a double kill for Pawnee, and it is, but he needs a little bit more support because the play into the B bomb site's coming through.
3-on-2, making it to a 2-on-2. Mobs will trade back. Wiz and the bomb plant will be secured towards that B side. You have to try and re-aggressive from the stack of Walco. Waits and baits. And Demanchu held back behind a pillar is dealt with by Barton. And Walco waiting for his next face up. Especially towards that corner. Trey goes well for 1, not for the second. And retake successful for Team 1.
And I'll tell you what, RBG kind of threw it away there, I want to say, in that post plant. They really took some unnecessary duels. In that 2 versus 2, we saw a player towards the railing get very aggressive when really you saw Wilco playing quite passive around the corner. So if they would have just peeked on each other's contact, I think they would have been able to sort of at least hold that post plant a little bit easier. It seemed that they had the man advantage, like they had the 3-on-2 scenario, Jay.
Player advantage always favoured Team 1, it seemed, no matter how often they took a face in. Very well played here. Team 1 bringing things back over on that CT side. Got a little bit of work to do, obviously. 2 rounds to the lead, and RBG will start things off on the right foot. Secondary kill also found on Malb, so 5v3. Now Wiz looking to lean in first on the actual site take. They've got a player that's making his way up from the B site. He's going to make his way back towards that site as well. The CT's going to have to rotate, tuck in a 5v3 retake. They do catch Pony over towards the alleyway, but no other frag to Dale. The man of advantage still sits with RBG.
And Team 1 going in for the retake. What was that shot coming out from Hex? That was ridiculous at the top. And now with a 4-on-2 advantage, you'd expect the Team 1 just have to opt to go for the save, Jay. They've got no money to work with on this CT side, but they're going to try and go for it. And now it's a 2 versus 2 and smoke on the bomb.
Taps up, PRT will get Wiz, spray through from Jimanchu, and the back lines will trade it to a 1-on-1. The fight still sticking to the defuse. Actually, I thought he popped out. No, that was PRT instead. And Team 1 will steal the round back here. RBG not so fantastic for the trades. And Team 1 responding to the 4 rounds that RBG have got. They're about to equalize.
That hurts. That really hurts because you look at RBG, they went for something different. They tried a fast aggression out from ramp. We saw Wilco finding 2 big opening kills. They had a 4 versus 2 post plant, Jay, and Team 1 retake that together. That is one monster retake. I just can't believe they made that work.
Yeah, that was... I mean, I'm not sure if I'm surprised or not there for Team 1. AWPs, the Galil win, of course. Rebuy back from RBG. They have taken the opening frag this time. Walco pressing against Maluki to open up the round. AWP wallbangs coming in as two more trying to aggress towards Ali. A third player joining them in the Grayside defense. Only one on B. If they rotate now, they could overwhelm. Be careful of picking up information. Mesidero, though, gives up the frag. 5v3.
RBG, once again, have got a couple of opening man advantages, but we've seen Team 1 come back to take it away. And after getting a couple of kills from the ramp position, they're now going to start to fall back and maybe start to rotate out to the B bomb side. Because, honestly, Jay, you look at that radar, and there's no one on B. You've got Barton being the mid player that's finally going to rotate in, but he's alone.
Does find Jimanchu. Play around this corner, spray through on Hextall, drop that bomb in the open. More backup has arrived. He still sprays onto the second. He gets overwhelmed by Wiz on the AWP peak. Now he's going to be left alone. 1 on 2. Bombs to that in the open in 25 seconds. Going to start facing in aggressive. Did he see that player at the edge of the smoke? He does now, and he gets it traded back to Evans again. Grabbing the AK as well, recognizing that's his best bet. CC popping out the left-hand side, off to the right as well. Oh, that face gets the headshot. Well played from Wiz. A big fifth for RBG to defend the lead.
Okay, look, that's a good round, yeah, but at the same time, Jay, it should not have come down to that. I think for RBG, they're getting some really good openings. They're getting some great entries to start off the round, great man advantages. That's a 5-on-3 situation there. You should be winning out the round with 3 players staying alive. The rotations come into being, yeah, they're going into a stack, but the trades need to come out easy. You can't afford to let Wiz 1-on-2 like that. A great clutch, but not an easy round for RBG.
Damaging to the economy state, but the same can be said for Team 1. They're on a force back of the Deagle play. Kevlar and helmets, diffuse kit on only 1, very limited utility sets. They do have a better buy for RBG, but again, they cannot afford to lose to this force buy. AK setting ready for a kill on 1. Swings out a little bit wider to transfer the spray back on towards the second, not get the third player, but PRT is low and susceptible to trade. The bomb is back over a bridge, going to have to get picked up and committed to the site, and Pony knows that he might be in danger. Must fall back as he hears that player rotating through mid, though. So RBG gaining information, and again, a man advantage against these pistols.
And once again, Team 1 being on the back foot when it comes down to the early round. Force buy so far hasn't been too successful. 2 kills going the way of RBG, and PRT really low. Barton, Jiggle peeking out to the B bomb site, hasn't been able to see anything, but Wiz's orb has over A, meaning that PRT is going to be the only one left. That's a good Deagle shot onto Wilco. He can try and pick up his weapon.
Secondary kill, the Deagle's still doing its damage. If he gets even a third frag, that'd be incredible, but flashes that try and isolate Barton, he'll go falling. PRT is the head, gets the kill, does damage to the next player as well. If he clutches this, no, Wiz shuts it down. Good effort from PRT, though. A lot of damage done to his 3K. And Team 1, well, they won't be able to buy back in against RBG, but they'll at least do some damage.
Yeah, look, you've got to think that you look at the scoreboard and it's 6-3. I think Team 1 is certainly still holding in on what should be a lot tighter of a scoreline. Some of these rounds from RBG have been very, very close. We mentioned Hext in the pregame about his consistency with the rifle. 13 kills and just 6 deaths. He's been a big performer so far over on this T side, but it's going to be fast out from mid. Maybe a quick split into the B bomb site on the cards, Jay.
Could well be. Damage being done. Maluki takes down Wiz. The Molotov coming in towards that stack position. Sprays through the AWP. Plus, going to think with one of his teammates. Is Maluki going to go for this retake? I imagine he's probably going to save, leave his pistol players to try and do some damage. Of course, they're in the site, pretty deep into it as well for RBG. One player held back over at the stairs area for anyone that may end up coming in for this play. More utility just pouring in against them. No real access going to be given to Team 1. Time's ticked too far. This is not going to be a retake at all.
No, they're going to try it, but they shouldn't really be too successful with it. Jay, what I love there from RBG is how well-timed their utility is. We saw that once they found the opening kill and recovered that AWP, there were so many players wanting to get through that new construction area. First molly went down. As soon as it started to dissipate, second molly came through. As soon as that started to go away, a third one came through. And for Team 1, it just seemed like they kept waiting to finally get in the side.
Second timeout called here by both these squads. The first one for RBG this time. Team 1 have the AWP, of course the M4s and the AUG coming out for PRT. No AWP to respond for RBG. I mean, haven't really needed it, to be honest. The AKs have been doing most of the work.
Yeah, that's true. I think that when Wiz has had it in his hands, he's done damage with it, certainly. But when they've gone for the 5 rifles, I think they've been more successful. That's probably where the calls come in too. RBG, how much further can they sort of pull ahead in this T side? I mean, already 7-3, it's a very dominant scoreline. If they can get to 10+ rounds in the first half, I think they'll set themselves up really nicely going into that CT side. Going out for a quick ramp default, Pessa wants to try and get aggressive past this smoke. We haven't really seen aggression like this from Team 1 before, Jay.
2 players flash in. Look at the wall. Pesadillo does so much damage, but Mob comes up with the frag. And the AK is just all drop on control and everything. This round is over. Jamanchu goes down. Mold with a massive sequence and a massive round.
And we spoke about this kid, Jay. We spoke about his potential, and I tell you what, he was set up really nicely by his teammate there from Pessa. Aggression out from ramp. Flash comes in. They're so blind, and Molbs just lines them up with the M4A1S, doing so much damage, finding so many kills. Wow, what a shutdown coming out to the bottom of the A ramp. And for RBG, they've got to be making sure that someone's playing anti-flash. If they're all stacked up in ramp like that, they can't let that happen again. What is going on here, Jay? I was going to say, I think we've got a DC. And I saw RBG running up mid, and I was like, okay, they're going to get some kills. But no, I think the round's going to be replayed. No damage was done.
It looks like Maluki was having some problems up there, or either that or PRT. I couldn't quite tell. One of those 2 individuals having a bit of a mare there over on Team 1 side. So it's a quick moment to obviously rerun the round on Match Medic. Obviously, it was called well before the minute marker and well before any damage was taken. No damage was taken at all. So yeah, that's not an official round. We'll just run it back as they would do in Valorant, and they will go 7-4 as Team 1. It took you a while to catch that joke, wasn't it? Didn't it?
A little bit. Got there in the end. RBG, I wonder if they're going to kind of go for the same set and pace, because we saw before the round was obviously stopped to a stop call, Jay. That was very fast out from mid. It looks like they actually want to try and go out to the ramp default.
RBG completely different to the way that things worked out in that last round. As you mentioned, they went very quickly into the mid control, and this time no such mid presence at all. Leaning in towards the A site play and the passive ramp defaults. And passive from Team 1 as well to the A site. No players actually at the stack, no player leaning out from the ramp area. From the alleyway position. Of course, no one's taking ramp control either. Just the backlines only, and it's not much resistance coming in from Team 1. They're going to probably play retake or just backline defense.
Yeah, it looks to be a bit of a retake call, doesn't it? Already the crossbows are coming down. Look at the damage, though, done to the T side. That's a great HE to come through. Hex, he's going to stick it. There is going to be utility down to the default boxes, but he gets away without taking too much.
Escaping with his life a little bit intact. Damage, of course, being done to 3 individuals on the T side. Morbs is tagged up over on the CT side, and every player has a kick for this retake, so they have time to work with. It's just a case of not falling apart. Pony will fall first to PRT. Wiz comes up with a trade back on the Galil. M4 makes his way around, sees that bomb. Barton again is going to try and stick the Ninja. Pesadillo get Wolko next up. AWP flick towards Jamanchu. Sprays through. Hex goes falling, and Barton's allowed to stick the full 10 seconds. 10 seconds, I think. Kit 5 seconds, what they're saying. 5th to the board of Team 1, now within 2 of RBG's lead, and they haven't got enough to buy.
Now, one thing to really think about, Jay, the 5 rounds that Team 1 have won have been 4 retakes, and that just kind of shows the passiveness on their CT side. There was only that 1 round where they took ramp control really aggressively. Outside of that, it's been really deep into the sites. They've allowed bomb plants to come through in RBG, and it seems like the retake setup is really where they start to come into their own on the Brazilian camp. We've seen gun round after gun round after gun round for the T side. It seems like finally, Jay, they're going to be on an eco.
Yeah, plenty of big buys from RBG, and now to get forced back, maybe a bit of a breath of fresh air for Team 1. Opportunity presenting itself, of course, with the AKs to mount up a 6th round and start to bring to evens against RBG. Now remember, when they had their CT side, Team 1 were able to go 8-7. So this could still be a pretty close half for them if they can just dominate the next couple of good rounds. Again, against the Eco, and again, against the rifle buy here. For now, just a 4v4 as a trade has come through from Wiz. But 60 seconds for RBG's hitting. Looks to be leaning in towards the A site.
If they can get a bomb plant, that'd be fantastic. But in a Glock round like this, you can't really expect too much. There's a couple of upgrades, some P250s and a Deagle. And Pessa, Jiggle peeking with the AWP of Maluki, trying to set up a bit of a crossfire at this A bomb site. 40 seconds left, and finally they've seen the information, but Maluki gets dinked down.
14 HP, forced away. PRT will still get Jumanchu. Nades on site. Gonna try to line a bomb from crossing. Walker and Pony tanking that one to the face. Adrian Metadelo catches that first player. Can't quite get the second one either. Up, desperately looking for that kill. Eventually PRT will clean it up. Good efforts from Pest, but not to be in the end for his own part of things. RBG's ego's cleaned up. They have the rifles to come back into this next round. Need to get a good win if they want something for round 15, though. The money's still not quite there.
Yeah, look, they're on 2,900 loss bonus, so you've got to think if they can get a bomb plant but still, like, lose the round for RBG, they'll still be able to invest semi-decently into the next, but you're right, this is a really vital round to come out for the T's. And Team 1, they're certainly a team that on CT side, Jay, I've seen them running double AWPs when it comes to Barton too. We haven't seen that come out at all for this CT side of Vertigo so far, but what we have seen is Jumanchu just getting 2 kills out from B. Another 5-on-3 advantage coming out for the T side, but they need to close it out. We've seen situations like this before.
I still see more situations like this in the future. Jumanchu, again, 2 big frags to open things up for RBG. Significant fragging IGL play from him. Leading by example. Molotov's in elsewhere to the other side. Animals the alleyway position. The A site has control. CT's forced to rotate as they do secure a bomb plant from here. There's not really much that they can do for the CT camp. It's 4-on-3. Pretty much being controlled by RBG. So far pushed up, Team 1 don't have access to the back line, let alone the site, so they may be best to save at this stage going into the next round. I mean, they've got a decent buy regardless of how they play this one out, but honestly, throwing the weapons away at this stage might not be worth it. Maluki with that kill back on Walko does turn into a 4 versus 3. With one player to the backline space. Adelo actually gets the trades together. If they act quickly, they can still make this work. Because Mark gets 2 more frags on the backline. Almost makes it 3. Pony tagged up with a dig down. Now got to swing and get that kill on the fuse. Has he got it? I think he has. I think Pony's just done enough. Pestadelo's lost. It is 8 to the board of RBG. They're taking the half.
Oh, and if it was the teammate that would have got on the bomb and he was the one that defend, they'd probably win that. But with his teammate going down, it takes extra time to jump off the default boxes and get on the defuse. Team 1 just too slow on that retake, Jay. I mean, to be fair, RBG had a really strong hold for quite some time. They got a lot of kills back. And I think they're taking a tactical pause just to say, right, that probably should not have been as close as it was.
Yeah, 2 tacticals called by RBG in this half. Of course, both of them have been very key moments against the Team 1 side. If they take this tactical now, win it out, they could still turn 9-6, and on that T side, that might be enough to do some decent damage to the CT camp here. So, AK in on Wiz, Galil out for Walco, Hex, Pony, and Jumanchu yet to buy. Pony and Jumanchu are going to have no problems investing. Hex may be forced down to an SMG or a Galil, and yeah, the Galil will come through with only a double flashed smoke set on utility, so not the best of setups from RBG. That's what the economical damage has done there by Team 1. They get 4 main staple rifles and a FAMAS out for mobs.
RBG got a fast lurk out to this A bomb site to start off from Wilco. The jewel out from the scaffolding position, and it actually really goes in favor of the CT side. A lot of damage done onto Wilco, but this is all a fake, Jay. This is going to be a quick BXE.
Got after the backline to try and deal with it. Wizard Jumanchu read it. They combine to spray down and take down. Pony gets PRT as well in towards the backlines of the CT entrance. Pesadillo coming up from Stack will try hunt for a T-side player, but he's all alone. Backup has just arrived, but he's too far forward to get support from it. He goes falling now. 2 standing for Team 1. Mold's moving up here towards the AC box. They're going to spray through towards the back of Plat. 15 HP for him. He's point blank against Pony. Maluki comes up with 1 good AWP pick, but now needs to find 4 to ace clutch this. A 1-on-5 scenario, all in all, not going to happen. Hex will drop it, 9-6 for RBG. A good half, better than what they did last time. As we go to a break, they've got a real good chance. Don't go anywhere.
I'm under siege and I need you to see that you're on one side, I'm on another, and we will wage war upon each other. I'm no angel, you're not either. I'm out of fever, which you're at a leisurely pace. I'm unscathed, I'm unafraid. A warm welcome to the war game. Welcome to the war game.
Seeing the stars reminds me of you. Oh, oh, oh. You left me with scars, but I know that one day you'll see it through. You give me air to breathe, you give me light to see. Oh, when things are out of reach, you bring them back to me. Back to me. You see it through. You see it through. You see it through. You see it through. Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. I've lost control. You give me air to breathe. You give me light to see. Oh, when things are out of reach, you bring them back to me. Back to me. You see it through.
Well, it's a much more, well, I don't say much more, but slightly more one-sided half from the RBG side compared to their last Vertigo against Team 1, and this time they have a lead to work with, Tweg. Going into their CT side, it may well be an opportunity for them to get that all-important map win here, potentially even steal one in the series. It's pistol time here. Wilco and Pony have the utility with the kit in on Wilco's part of things. Utility on PRT and Maluki over on the T side of things. It's played up initially into the mid control. Passive from Team 1 as it is passive from RBG.
Yeah, look, RBG are going for a really heavy B setup, Jay. You've got 2 players out for mid that can be quick rotators to B, and only a single player on that A bomb site. And for Team 1, it looks like it's just going to be a straight BXy. You've got Maluki with a little bit of utility from mid to maybe pull some distractions away. He's got a couple of flashbangs and a molly to try and work with to get his teammates into the side. But RBG are actually set up really nicely to deal with this offensive.
Tap of the pistol of Peck trying to look for an opening kill. Will be unable to find it. He will eventually get one down as Petadelo goes spawning. Flashbang and Maluki not aiding in that respect. Mold, 4 versus 4. He finds the trade back in Wiz. Doubles up against Wolko. Trying to make it a triple, but Barton gets 2 frags. One of it's his own teammate. That might be costly, but he gets a double to make back for it. Pony drops the bomb. Now knows where Maluki's coming from. 1-on-1. There's no Kevlar on him. And the aim punch will work well for Maluki's part of things as Team 1 get the pistol round.
Oh, just think, if RBG would have won pistol because of a TK, that came down to the wire, but in the end, Team 1 are just able to pull forward. I tell you what, there were a lot of CTs completely blind, Jay, on that B bomb side. We saw some really great trading coming out from Team 1, a little bit chaotic in the mix of things. But they get away with a pistol, but not without a force buy return coming out from the CT side. A lot of SMGs. You've got 2 MAC-10s, a UMP, no AKs, and a couple of Galils.
Lacking in the overall firepower, but still firepower will be there in relative speaks. Team 1 getting those 2 opening frags here. Wiz and Pony to fall on ramp. 1 minute to commit here, still there on the Wolves bridge, but it can get picked up pretty quickly by the T side. Mom looks on for more contact, more kills. The CTs backed up passive will try to do what they can with what little they have. And they have got a couple SMGs at the very least here on Hex and Chimanchu, but Orko with the Deagle is going to be the man that's doing the frag and damage.
And Team 1, it looks like they really can just commit to this A-bomb side at this point, but Pessa has found a way back in the back lines, and now there's only 1 more player to deal with. That's Chimanchu, who has been able to find a kill, but how much more can he find, Jay? He needs to be able to at least find 1 more to turn it into a 2 versus 2 and make it an even playing field.
Smart from Mobs, round of that corner, did not see the CT side player, so falls back knowing he's probably got a rifle to work with, and we'll just smoke up to ensure that RBG do not find him. And yeah, a save call is in order for the CT camp. Better to keep that Kevlar and that, you know, that Galil, and they had no rifles at all for RBG, so that's just an upgrade on its own right.
No, not bad at all from Team 1. One thing that RBG need to be careful of, Jay, is like, how did Pessa manage to make his way all the way out from mid and backstab into the A-bomb site without being protected? That shows a big hole in their mid defense. It's something that they'll have to be keeping an eye out for when it comes into the gun rounds, because you really don't want to be getting backstabbed, especially on a map like Vertigo. It's so difficult to be able to deal with it. And now the scoreline at the turn of the half looked like RBG had a pretty strong lead. It's only now a deficit of 1 round for the Brazilians.
Pistol conversion, Eco probably going to make it evens here for Team 1. RBG going to have to post up a good defensive at some point. Maybe looking at another tactical pause off the back of round 19. The aggression coming in from the pistols. What little they have, going to try to use a great effect on the aggression. Mold actually gets shut down by Hex. That's a good start. UMP unable to extend further and get a secondary kill. They will just swing back, force him away to that mid control. Smoked out now, cross back towards the B side. There's only 1 player there. That is Jamanchu here with his Galil ready and waiting against him. The flashbangs do come through. A swing out, not going to allow a pick. Carefully placed here from Team 1.
Generator smokes come out from PRT, but Jamanchu, he needs help because he's alone on the site. Finally, his teammate comes in of Hex with that UMP, but can't find anything. A great wide swing from Barton for him to end up with 3 kills. And Wiz with the USP, well, he's not really going to find much here, is he?
No, he's not. USP sees 2, but just gets shut down immediately by the UMP. So money being gained by Team 1, a decent stack of cash right now for the T side. And a rebuy from RBG. Will they take that tactical pause? They're going to save it for a rainier day? Looks like they will. AWP out for Wiz already. M4's in on 4 other players. So full sets of the rifles coming out. Lack of head, Kevlar on 2, maybe susceptible to Barton and PRT. Still rocking the Galil and the UMP for this next round. But Wiz going to try and be the standout man with the big green gun. Playing in towards mid, looking for that early contact. But again, it's a ramp default from Team 1.
And this is very different than how we saw the last map turning out in terms of individuals stepping up. We saw, obviously, Breezy having a really big game. We saw Booby on the other side of New England Whalers having a really big performance. It seems like it's both very even in terms of team play from both of these sides, not really having a single individual being sort of like a big carry in terms of the fragging abilities. It's being shared out between the players. And Team 1, under any resistance from Rab, it's so interesting that both of these teams at A and on the CT side have just been so damn passive, Jay, in the gun rounds.
Largely from Barton sees the boost player, takes out Pony. And RBG hunting for info, but unable to get much from there. Opening kill found, and now on towards the A site. Look to press further forward here. The bomb's still on the ramp, and they've only got one man to deal with the Walker. Get that one player shot in the back of the head by Mulp. Has one with a secondary frag. PRT going to finish off Jamanchu as Mulp's got most of the damage in. And yeah, 2 players left to save for RBG. No chance of this retake. Better to hold on to these weapons. And Team 1 are going to take the lead.
Yeah, and look, honestly, Jay, I know that enough is strong going forward, but when you think about some of the rounds they could have won, you know, where they have 4-2 post plants and they lost it, you probably look at RBG's standpoint and thinking they probably could have got away with like an 11-4 half on the T side. With the fact that they only got 9 rounds and they haven't got off to a strong start yet over on their CT side means that Team 1 have now been able to take the lead, and they're looking really fired up. They're starting to build up their economy. A lot of players are staying alive. They're looking very individually sharp, and RBG have just not been able to find a response yet.
It's 10-9. And RBG may have to half buy into this next round, go back in with rifles in the follow-up. At that point, they need to get something on the board. That'll be their next rifle round here for the CT side. If they can't do that, then Team 1 will be on victory row, and most likely in there with a decent shout at a map victory here against RBG. And considering how close they brought it in that overtime last time around, again, they really want to get a win on the board, at least make it close again. And look at, we're straight in with the AWP here for the CT side. Gets that one frag, and Lukey doubles up on him and on Pawnee. 4 versus 3. Wolko sitting back here in the construction area, the CZ, ready to take a headshot off. And Maluki drops him all the same with the AWP. 3 kills for him, 2 standing for the CT side.
Maluki's looking pretty good with this AWP on the T side, finding a lot of very impactful kills. And see Pessa opening up mid, but Hex is just trying to hold on to this M4. It's going to be difficult because there's still 4 players alive. The bomb hasn't even been planted yet. Like, where does he go to be safe? Because you've got to think that they're going to just start hunting in the map. Leading over to the B bomb site. Unfortunate for Hex, because that's where he is.
Yeah, M4 in a 1v4. And they're stalling as much time as possible here. Swing out. Kill for Maluki. 4 frags for the AWP. Unreal.
Lovely.
Good stuff. 11-9 now for Team 1. RBG need a buyback. Please take a tactical pause, guys. I think that this has got to be... I think this has got to be the moment where you call it in. You know, they've still got 2 left in the tank. And for Team 1, they're on such a roll. They've got such an economy built up. You need to start right here and carry it forward with another good chance to reset later down the road. But they're not even going to go for that. Another rifle setup here. How do RBG crack this Team 1 offensive? Well, Nades will start things off great to Maluki. They're getting out the ramp position. How they're going to challenge PRT. They're ready for aggressive forces from the CT side. But RBG going a bit more passive in this round.
Oh, Walko, though, he's let him pass. I think he may have seen him pushing into that secondary smoke. Now, it kind of works 2 ways because they're in the A bomb side, but now it's all down to Barton. 1 versus 4, a big shutdown out from mid for the majority of those kills. There is a bit of a response, Jay, but the CTs have got bomb control.
A good flick from Barton at least, but 1 on 3 for him. The time is ticking by a little bit. It's got plenty of time at the moment, but that'll start to change as time goes on. Kind of surprised the Walker's backside didn't come to good fruition, but as you mentioned, the majority of the kills coming into the mid position is Team 1 rushed it out and RBG just basically shut it down. Barton slow facing in, Walker slowly backstabbing out. We'll probably catch this player in a moment. Check it. Oh, spray through, and he's going down. A long way down, in fact. No chance for the AK, sadly, but That's just a small little loss for the RBG camp. The main thing is they've got that 10th. They've got that rifle round. They've got that double digits now on the board.
Yeah, and I think that was the important one, Jay. I mean, I know that you mentioned the tactical pause in the last round. I'd love to see it too, but certainly at least getting a round victory maybe sort of sparks the light a little bit in this side to be able to establish a comeback. You've got to think they've got to be able to just siphon off some area of the map to take some control. We haven't really seen them take any kind of fast play into the ramp, and I'm not sure what happened to Barton there. He went for the run boost, but I'm not sure if he got tagged or why, but he wasn't successful in getting to the stairs area.
Either way, Team 1 are going to lose that opener, and RBG opening player advantage. Maluki boosted up, looking onto the stack area. Can't see the player that would otherwise be boosted up on that little, not sure what you call it, that like orange railing stuff. You could stand on that and look straight into the mid position where that AWP is currently positioned at, and no player is going to see either one, as no player on the CT side takes that face. So Pistelo just with nades up, trying to force out the corner position. Still passing from RBG with 2 players to receive the mid control. Will they shut it down again? Well, Maluki's going to start burning. Great timing from Wiz, takes us to a 5v3.
Yeah, the Maluki was just so unfortunate there, and now the kills are just coming in left, right, and center. Not a single point of damage has been done to this CT side, and Morbs is the last one left. Wow, this has really come out of nowhere. RBG have now won, what, 2 rounds in a row, Jade, that have just looked so dominant after what was a 5 rounds in a row lead for Team 1 over on the T side.
11 all. RBG back with the AKs, 3 of them in fact for the CT side, so they're back in with the setup, back in the game as well. Team 1 really took the lead from a moment ago, and now it's a chance for RBG to return momentum on their side. Still got another buyback for Team 1, but this is going to be their last big buy. Might have to go for a half or an eco in round 24 if they lose this one. RBG, such an important win to take at this stage. So they can regain the lead and gain a lot of the momentum with the economy advantage and everything. Frags out, not found by Hex for Maluki here. Tag damage straight through. Jamanchu waiting back. Flash completely blinding him. They don't take that contact. Blind spray of his own right, gets the kill on Barton. He starts to clear away. With all Hex will get a trade back. Mob there to follow suit, and PRT swings out on Jamanchu. And once they get into this site, they always seem to find the kills here, Team 1. 3v2, RBG up for a retake. Now just 1. Wolko's got to save from here.
And do you see how awkward that looked for the CTs? Jumanji was blind by like 2 or 3 flashes for a very long time. It wasn't until Wiz was going to be able to find a bit of a comeback and give them a bit of a stakehold on the side. But Wilco now in the 1 versus 3, I mean, surely that can't be possible for him. But Morbs to find the last bullet, 3 kills to him. But for RBG, it seems so chaotic on the defense. They try to put down utility, they try to fight, but there were just 2 players on the site that were constantly blind for a very long amount of time.
That's Team 1 defending the lead as well. RBG struggling on these B holds here. I imagine Team 1 might want to try continue leaning in towards this B side play, or at least when the execution comes through. Maybe the defaults be a bit different, but
yeah.
As you mentioned, a lot of time being blind, a lot of shots not connecting. Walco, oh, he sees one. No, he doesn't see one player above the smoke. I thought he did. Either way, Incendiary forced him out of the corner now. That will force him away. He'll get the information. He will do some damage. It won't be an opening kill, though. He could have found so much more.
Yeah, look, for Wilco, that was playing it really safe, Jade. Like, as soon as that Molotov goes down, he's got info that they're both there, but rather than spamming the smoke, he just decides to play a little bit passive. And look at the nade damage they've done to back up that incendiary so much over to this T side now. The one big thing, though, is the lack of utility on the CT side. So, yeah, they've done early damage, but they really need to be trying to hold on to as much as possible. So once the execution comes through, they've got something, and that's a big kill from Wiz. That gets the bomb drop, too. A lot of information.
Most important thing is that man advantage. They've struggled with the opening kills and they've struggled with the trades. Got past that first hole, it's now onto the second, and Wolco, is he going to try tempt fate with a flash around the corner? Looks like Wiz is setting it up. Here he comes, peeks in, looks on, but sees nothing. The spray through against Pesadelo is going to go wrong, but he does get Morbs at least. 3 standing for the T side, 2 of which are tagged up, 1 of which heavily tagged up in Bartin. AWP on his back to the bottom, the flashes start to come through here from the T side. They'll force spawning off the back boxes. Barton will get that bomb plant in open out for White. So 4v3 retake coming in for RBG. They've got the man advantage, they've got the health advantage. They've got everything up against Team 1 here.
Kits too, 3 of them. And Barton trying to set his flashbang up for his teammates to maybe peek on each other's contact. And Zanello is stuck into the site. He needs some support, Jay, because he's just going to get spammed through. But it's actually going to be Barton to find the 3 versus 3, turn it up to an even playing field. And RBG are taking so much time. I don't even think they know where the bomb is, Jay. They thought it was planted towards a default position. It's not at all. Another man advantage scenario that RBG had. Now going the other way, 1 versus 1. They've just got to escape. There's no time to pull it together. Man, if I could count how many times RBG had a man advantage in post-plant scenarios, whether it was T-side or CT side, all I can say is been too many.
That's not a round they should have lost under any circumstances. RBG. And it comes down to a couple of different things. First off, struggling to get the kills on the information. They shoulder baited successfully to main to spot the player on site. Then trying to take him down through smoke, didn't realize what was on there. Tried to go for the ninja defuse, thinking the bomb was on there, but just not enough information gained by RBG, even despite the wealth that they had at the start of the round. And now down to pistols on a half by a UMP and an M4 as well. Jamanchu's safe call. Going to get them at least that little bit of an extra, but they need so much more to start winning these rounds. And with Team 1 bearing down on them, they are within touching distance of getting this map on their board. Steagle's in for Walker, looking for that opening kill, but can't quite find it just yet.
They haven't really given him too many opportunities, have they? They've made information, but they haven't peaked the angle. And finally, a flashbang going to be lined up to swing on the contact out from Ali, but there's actually a counter flashbang from the CT side. A minute on the clock, complete ramp control, and is Maluki going to try an entry with this AWP? I'm glad that he didn't walk forward there.
Tag up with the Delo, only comes up with a frag on the 5-7, at least get something out, but Bartin there with 2 kills to the trade. Or back in, looking for his ship of smoke, going to keep the opponents blind. Tagged up coming in an SPRT and Pestillo, then Bartin takes some of that damage and everything. On part will be secured, further shots will give up Bartin's position, but he doesn't get the kill. Damage on Wiz and Jumanchu, they might consider that rotation and saving the M4 in particular. I mean, they're going to have a buyback in the next round anyway, so... Flash in, PRT, seeing that smoke come up. Gonna get cover and again fall back. Bartin finally catches Wiz for a kill. Jumanchu's gonna take him down. Hex for the white swing, takes out PRT, but Cidello goes falling as well. They want the defuse now. Mob spraying through, giving up a position, and Fine Fire will just be suppressed. RBG, this time they're gonna take a round. A one that they shouldn't have won as well. A big response to come out early against Team 1.
They do it on an eco trade. They have what? A UMP, an M4, and just pistols. And then Hex comes out of nowhere with a monster amount of kills on that retake. Oh, Team 1. Now they're on the receiving end of it. They're going to take a tactical pause. The money line in shambles for them. They're going to just be able to force a buy. But it's not looking great. You've got an AK for PRT, an AWP for Maluki, Mac 10 up for Pessa, Mac 10 again for Barton, and Mulb's just on a deagle. This could be the way back in for RBG, and it wasn't even on a rifle round, and now they're taking a tactical because they realize how vital this round can be for them.
They've made missteps in this context, in this situation before. They cannot afford to do it again. They need a victory in this next round, and no less than it. They need a big round to take. They need to try and shut down Team 1's economy state because that will get them in the lead. I'll put them on victory row first. Team 1 got Mac 10's AK AWP as well. It's not the best to buy by comparison. It can still win them though. Team 1 have done better with worse. So here into round 26. Pivotal moment in this matchup. RBG looking to try shut down Team 1. Team 1 looking to try and extend the lead even further. If they can win this, though, they could be on to take the match as it stands.
Wiz taking that AWP from ramp, but doesn't want to aggress with it, doesn't want to take a very aggressive sight line. It's actually going to be the mid play from Team 1. Very, very aggressive. 3 players, and it might even be the slow walk, Jay.
Maluki with the AWP picks back and forth. Pesadillo gets that Mac 10 in with a frag on Jumanchu. PRT gets hexed elsewhere on the site. And now it's a 4v2. Walker swinging in. Pesadillo gets the frag. And that is worst case scenario for RBG. Wiz is hunting for a kill here in the back lines. At least he gets Pesadillo. But up for this retake. I mean, he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. AWP for an ace clutch here on a 1v3. He's going to call the save, but RBG, that's a disaster of a round.
Yeah, look, it is. You can't be losing rounds like that. And look, I think it's been a common trait over the course of this series against 100 Thieves yesterday. They are losing too often to the anti-ecos, the force buys, whatever they may be, the non-rifle round buys. He's going to try and save onto this AWP. Can he do it? He's hearing a lot of footsteps around him. It looks like he should be able to hold on to this AWP, so there's at least something to bring forward. Now, they will be able to buy next round. There isn't a massive problem in terms of the economy, but look, you've got to think that was a force buy from Team 1. Really, if RBG would have won that round, followed up with a really light eco for Team 1, it should have been them 14-13 up.
There's one more buy left for RBG. And it's 4 rifles in from Team 1 as well. It's a decent buy thanks to that AWP being saved. Wiz will be able to have a big weapon, drop another one for a teammate. So M4's across that board. Luck ahead, Kevlar won't matter too much. Ooh, that nade! Was that Hex delivering it downstairs onto the... No, actually, I was out towards the mid position where Maluki and Co are holding from. So very well placed back to start. That could be the start of big things here.
Yeah, that's going to make a big difference later into the round. They're going back for this mid control. Now, that scope would have been heard out from one of the mid players. It would have certainly been heard from Pawnee. And RBG, they're actually having a pretty heavy gamble stack out to this B bomb site. Something that we haven't seen from them all too often, but this could be the right read, because this is looking to be a B split.
Trapping over towards CT spawn, sees one player, shot first off, miss, Molotov going to try to force him out. He's still exposed towards the position that they can wide face, that's what Mike's trying to do. Teammate right around him, Jumanchu gets that one, Pony gets a trade, but Barton doubles up, Hex on site, comes of his own right, Barton still up for a 1v3. He gets dropped by Wiz, and RBG come back with confidence, and now they need to follow it up. They can get good rifle rounds on the board like that, but a force fight's coming in from D1, doesn't guarantee it, and RBG just need to shut it down.
And I tell you what, Jay, like, sort of forget the big comeback between Rebirth and Imperium yesterday. Like, this has been the most competitive map we've seen the entire B stream of IEM New York. This has been down to the wire. It's been very back and forth. It's been an all-out brawl between these two sides. And you've just got to think, like, it can really be anyone's game. Team 1 are going to take a third tactical pause. They've only got one left now. They don't have money to buy. Money's really bad, actually. Loss bonus 1,900. Molb's on $1,400. You'd have to expect they're going to buy into the next round, but Molb's is probably going to be on a Mac 10. RBG. Now, they're not up against a lot, Jay. Like, this is not a half buy. There's no armor. There's a little bit of utility. There's a couple of upgraded pistols, but this should be, on paper, a pretty easy round for the CT side.
An eco this time, no force up from Team 1. It might be their way back in. We'll go to 430 rounds if we have to. (14-13). So carefully placed right now, DTs. Trying to slowly walk into the B site. Hex is watching the quad position. Nobody is watching onto the main entrance. The smokes go down, the flashes go over. Hex ready for contact. Will get flashed out, lined up for the moment. These two sprays on towards both of them. Cleans up a triple as Jumanchu gets his own kill bomb being dropped. One player splitting in from mid. Maluki left to fall. There it is. Pony shuts it down. And that's the most confident we've seen RBG so far today. Fortunately, it was an eco, so it can sort of be taken on the chin by Team 1. The money's still not great, though. They're going to have the AK coming out here. It's maybe a bit more of a force buy than a full rifle.
Yeah, it's still not great at all. Barton and Molbs don't have a lot, so we're seeing a Galil and a Mac-10 coming out to back up those AKs, but the one big thing is probably the lack of utility that they have. RBG, these last maybe 4 or 5 rounds, have been able to do really good job in terms of utility damage with the HEs and the incendiaries. It looks like it's a bit of ramp control to come out for the Ts. RBG, they've put 3 players over to this A bomb site, but it doesn't look like they really want to contest this.
Team 1 have 1 round with less rifles and more Mac-10s. Pony with that opening kill. Pasadilla will get the trade back. Walco still up there on construction. 2 frags found for him. Big kills. Team 1 falling apart as the nades do more damage towards PRT, and Barton also falls a little bit. He'll still take first base. Out here towards Ali. His entries over on the A site have been fantastic. And also gets Walco on the wall bank. 16 HP. He's forced to fall back, and Team 1 can't regain a player advantage.
Wiz is smoked off, but he's got the information that there's still at least 1 player out from ramp. Barton and PRT need to work together, but look at this round coming out from Welco, Jay. He's got 3 kills. He's looking for a 4th. Barton's going to get swung on upon, but it's still a 1 versus 3 attempt. Now, he can try and bring that bomb over to the B bomb site, but that's not an option because Wiz is starting to aggress. 15 rounds now up for RBG. And look at the money, Jay. Team 1 don't have anything.
This was the big risk. The rifles will be minimal for the T side. The Eagles in Tech 9s again. They've won rounds like this before for Team 1. RBG struggling against those anti-ecos. Can they close this one out at least to take the map victory? They were in this position last time, Plague. They were 15-14 up against Team 1 on a force back, and they still took it to that overtime. Will history repeat itself? Or Hex will go try to shut it down. Barton will get taken out of Matthew. Spray completely blind. Needs to get this fight back. Will double up. P250 against Mobs next here to face. AWP shot. Not landed a player over at White. Then they will try to get on the target though. Do some damage. 3 on 3. The CTs are set against Team 1, and they're going to counter-rotate back to the A site.
Yeah, they're selling them on the B play, and I tell you what, look how close all 3 players on the City side are. Team 1, at what point does the gift come up that RBG need to get the information that it's actually not a B play at all? They are not rotating at all, Jay. Wilco's watching out through mid. They haven't seen anything. The rotations need to come out soon.
So much time for my Maluki's AK. Spray through coming in. Walco gonna make his way downstairs. Is he gonna catch them in time? I don't think he will. He's gonna hear that flashbang though. He now knows what's up. And they're nowhere near the site. Pony will make his way up first. The bomb plant will be secured. He makes his way to the back site. Molotov, incendiary, nade up. Mob's gonna burn. That's a big frag to find. 3 on 2 scenario now. RBG at the advantage. Can they close back another frag? Yes, they can. Maluki for the most impossible clutch. He'll get down 1 player. Smokes up. They're on the bomb defuse. They tap it once. Gonna force him to step away. Doesn't get the second kill. And Pony is gonna clutch it. 16-14 for RBG. They make good on that potential.